Hello, my dear children of class 8. I hope you all are doing well. And today in chemistry, we will discuss from the states of matter. But before that, here you can see the main postulates of kinetic theory of matter. Only the points we will discuss, and you know all the points, but still, let's recap. The main postulates are: number one, matter is composed of very small particles called atoms and molecules. Number two, the constituent particles of a kind of matter are identical in all respects. Number three, these particles have spaces between them which are known as intermolecular spaces. Number four, there exists a force of attraction between the particles of matter which holds them together, and this force is called intermolecular force of attraction. And number five, particles of matter are always in a state of random motion and possesses kinetic energy, which increases with increase in temperature and vice versa. And now we will go to the states of matter. We know that there are, I hope it is visible. There are three states of matter: solid, liquid and gas. Solid, and we all know solid which have definite shape and definite volume. Many examples are there. See, definite shape, definite volume, solid. Anything you can take one glass, definite shape, definite volume, solid. Then liquid. Liquid do not have definite shape, but the volume is definite. So definite volume but no definite shape. Example, I hope you all know this one. This is 250 ml of Coca-Cola, and this is the volume is fixed, but as it is in the inside the bottle, so it's take the shape of this bottle. Now I have to drink this one. So how I will drink? I have taken one empty glass and I am putting here. Now you can see some part I have taken here, and you can see this part, the shape of the glass. So this which part I have taken from this bottle, so that part, the shape changes. It is now the shape of this glass. So we can say that for liquid, definite volume 250 ml, but the shape is not definite. And the third one is there, gases, neither a fixed shape nor a definite volume. Many examples are there, we cannot see, but here air is there, carbon dioxide, oxygen, many gases are there. I am giving you one example. See, this is one deodorant, and inside maybe liquid is there, but when I will press this one, so you can see the gas is coming out, and this is these molecules of gases can travel here and there. So that is why, though I have sprayed here, but after some time in that corner of that room, people will get the smell. This is gas. Now, how the packing of particles? See here, drawings are there. So in the case of solid, you can see very closely packed. Now, very closely packed. Then in case of liquid, less closely packed. But in case of gaseous state, least closely packed. Now, next point is that intermolecular force of attraction. So definitely in case of solid, it is the strongest. In case of liquid, weaker than solid, but in case of gaseous state, weakest. Then intermolecular space, you can see it is least for solid, and for liquid it is more, but for gases most. Then fluidity, solid cannot flow. Then so we can say that fluidity not possible for solid, liquid can flow and gas also can flow. Compressibility, some questions are also coming. Compressibility, solid it is not compressible. Solid is not compressible. And for liquid, negligible, very less, negligible. But for gas, it is highly compressible because intermolecular spaces are more. Rigidity, solid is highly rigid, and liquid less rigid, gas not rigid. Kinetic energy, remember, for solid kinetic energy lowest, for liquid it is higher, we can say, and for gaseous state, superlative degree, highest. So this is all about three states of matter: solid, liquid and gases. And we know the solid, liquid and gases, we can interchange the states of matter. We can interchange. So three states we can interchange, and there are two main things are responsible for that. How we can change? First one is the change in temperature. Second one is the change in pressure. That also we will see now. Now here you can see that solid is there. When when this solid, we are giving heat, so it will melt to liquid, and again in liquid, if I am giving more heat, so it will be in the gaseous state, and in vice versa, that is from gaseous state. If I am taking out the heat, we are taking the heat, so due to the condensation process, it will again become liquid, and from liquid again if we are taking heat, so it will be solid again. This is called solidification. Now my dear children, remember that the process from solid to liquid, this is called melting, but a particular temperature at which solid starts melting, and this temperature is called melting point. Remember that one. From liquid to gas, the changing process due to heat is called evaporation, but the particular temperature at which the liquids start evaporating, we can say fixed temperature, that is the liquid just start changing into gaseous state, it is called boiling point. And the same way, the process is called condensation from gas to liquid, when the state is changing, but the particular temperature, the temperature at which the gas starts changing into liquid is called condensation point. Then again, from freezing, we can see that from the liquid to solid state it is freezing, but a particular temperature at which the liquid start to freeze, it is called freezing point. So this point, what we are calling the fixed temperature, which is fixed, and we know that is for water also. At 0 degrees Celsius, ice can melt into water. Then at 100 degrees Celsius, water can change into gaseous state, and same way the vice versa. So remember these points. Now you see, you can see this is ice. This is ice. Now if I am heating this one, so their heating also it is there. And if I am heating this one, so ice, what will happen? Ice will start you can see it starts melting, that you can see also. And when I will heat, so definitely more heating is required. Okay, you can see it is solid changes to liquid. Now if I am heating more, then what will happen? So definitely, let me wait. when I am you can see some vapor, you can see, so that it is changing into gaseous state. So due to heat this changes is possible, but another point was there due to pressure also. That is why again inside this it is in the liquid format. Now if I am see, it is gas. So in case of LKG also same example, LPG, in case of LPG same example, inside that is liquid, but when it is coming out it is coming as liquefied petroleum gas. So this is how the states are changing. Now one more is there, that is, you can see, that is direct from solid to gas direct. There is no intermediate states of liquid. This is called sublimation, and the vice versa is called deposition. So if I am taking some naphthalene ball, you see naphthalene ball, and if I am heating this naphthalene ball here, so what will happen after some time, this naphthalene ball will evaporate, will vanish, and again if I am cooling this ball will not get, but in the cooler part we will get the white color naphthalene. So there is no intermediate states of liquid. Solid directly can change into gaseous state, and this is called sublimation. And when the gaseous state again solidifies, so this is called deposition. Now the last part of today, you can see, I hope it is visible, law of conservation of mass. And Lavoisier proposed this law of conservation of mass, and what it is, if we are demonstrating this law of conservation of mass, the law is matter can neither be created nor be destroyed in a chemical reaction. So in a chemical reaction, see the first example I have given here, barium chloride, which is in aqueous state, and barium chloride is reacting with sodium sulfate, that is also in the aqueous state, forming barium sulfate and sodium chloride. And you can see the barium sulfate, it is a white precipitate. So what you will observe in this reaction, you will observe that white precipitate of barium sulfate is forming along with sodium chloride. But law of conservation of matter is saying the mass of the reactant, that is barium chloride and sodium sulfate, will be equal to the product, that is barium sulfate and sodium chloride. So the mass before reaction, after reaction will be same. This is one. The second example which I have given there, you can see that NaHCO3, that is sodium bicarbonate, and the soda which we can eat, that is sodium hydrogen carbonate, and with that you can see CH3COOH, and this is called vinegar, acetic acid. When they are reacting, they are producing carbon dioxide, CH3CONa, that is sodium acetate, and water. So according to the rule, law of conservation of matter, before reaction sodium hydrogen carbonate and acetic acid, what is the mass? After reaction the mass should be same, and it is like this. You see, this is you can see sodium hydrogen carbonate, and in this sodium hydrogen carbonate I have taken 5 gram, and you can see this is vinegar. I will give here 2 grams, and you see, and I hope you can hear the sound. Sound of carbon dioxide. So carbon dioxide is forming along with, here the reaction is given that sodium acetate and water. Now if before reaction sodium hydrogen carbonate I have taken 5 gram and 2 grams I have taken this acetic acid. So total is 5 plus to 7 gram. But after reaction 7 grams is not coming. So if I am weighing this one, it is not coming. Then we will say it is not following the law of conservation of matter. But the sound you got, hissing sound, carbon dioxide, gas came out. And if I can collect the gas and if after that I am weighing carbon dioxide, they formed sodium acetate and water. So after that the weight of this product will be similar to the weight of that reactant. So this is law of conservation. So all the products, whatever is forming, you have to weight that one. Then only it will be, before reaction, after reaction will be same. And the third example I have given, you can see that magnesium when burning, when a magnesium ribbon I am burning in presence of air, it is forming magnesium oxide, white. And when it is burning, you know, dazzling white flame is coming. And after that one white solid. There also you can find out that suppose you have taken 10 grams of magnesium, then after the reaction the product, white product, whatever will form, that will be more than 10 grams. Then again how this 10 gram changes to more? Because you see I said that magnesium we have burned in presence of air. So in air oxygen is there, you see, and when magnesium reacts with oxygen, it is forming magnesium oxide. And due to this magnesium plus oxygen weight we have not taken, only the magnesium weight we have taken 7 gram. So that is why after reaction the weight increases, but it is not against the rule. So this is all about your law of conservation of matter. I hope it is very clear to you. Now we have to study well, and definitely when you will study, think, don't only memorize, you think the incident, then you can remember it very well. I hope it is very clear to you, and thank you very much to all of you. God bless you. Bye.